Welcome back. It's Money Monday here at KMIR-6, and today we're talking about college tuition. It's so expensive these days that some feel it's not worth it. I disagree with that. And we do have somebody in studio to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, right now we have KMIR-6 contributor Sasha Meshkoff. Good morning, Sasha.
Morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, well, we're talking about college tuition. You were just telling us some scary facts about how much debt people usually end up with.
Yes, on average, the average borrower leaves college once they've graduated with $26,000 worth of debt.
$26,000.
Yeah.
So how can people afford this? What can they do to avoid ending up in that kind of debt?
Well, there's some really great resources. There's a new department called the Consumer Finance Department. If any listeners go to consumerfinance.gov, there are incredible resources there. And as financial advisors, we talk to our clients about Roth IRAs, Coverdell, or education IRAs, 529 plans, and so on. And that's great. Those are all great tools to prepare yourself on the front end. But what if you haven't done that work, and all of a sudden you're a parent and you've got a child that's perhaps a junior in high school, and you haven't had the means by which to save? There are resources available.
Yeah, because we just did a story a little bit ago where it said, obviously students are coming out of school with debt, but there's also parents who are still paying off their loans.
Their own loans.
Yeah, I mean, loans could take, some people take the 20, 30-year, track on paying off the loans. So if the parents are still paying off the loans and they're paying their mortgage, their cars, what can students then do if they're kind of on their own?
Well, there are a lot of things students can do. Certainly, students can get part-time jobs, and most students these days have part-time jobs, so they're helping to alleviate the costs of college. There are also work-study programs, student loans. There are plenty of grants and scholarships that are available, and it's really a question of educating yourself about what's out there to pay for your education.
I like how you also mentioned to live at home here on the list.
Yes.
It says.
So our list here, certainly living at home, and we have College of the Desert right across the street from these beautiful studios, and that's a great resource. That's a great way to spend your first 2 years at college, and then the community college system in California is outstanding, and it's a great way for students to move on once they've gotten their associate's degree to move on to the UC or the Cal State system for their bachelor's degree.
I was at a journalism conference this weekend, and there were some college students there, and they're so afraid because they're coming out with debt, and then they're coming out to an economy that's it's not really providing a lot of jobs. So it's kind of scary to hear that you're going to get almost $30,000 in loans. So does it pay to go to college?
Yes.
Is it worth it? And tell us why.
Yes. Well, I'm a huge fan. My parents are academics, so I'm completely biased toward higher education. I think, to me, the main benefit of college is you learn how to learn, and you meet people who will be helpful to you later on in life, and you can also find out what you don't want to do with your life, which I think is just as important as perhaps a particular career track or a particular major. Many people don't even, like myself, aren't working in their major because they've found something else they prefer to do.
And college graduates do tend to make more money in the long run, right?
Yes.
Do you know what the numbers are on that?
Oh my gosh, if you have I believe it's if you've got a master's or higher, your pay is something like 4 times what it would be if you have just graduated from high school.
Wow.
So even if you're spending a lot of that paying off the debt, it's still
it's completely worth it. It's completely worth it. So just cut back on the lattes and work a little harder for a few years. I mean, I had 3 jobs in grad school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great advice. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
this
you,
morning. We
Sasha.
appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
And we do have your information up there. You're with Integrated Wealth Management.
Yes.
So they have offices in Palm Springs and Palm Desert. Their information is on your screen. So if you have any finance-related questions, you can contact Integrated Wealth Management. Thank you for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
We have much more for you coming up on your KMIR-6 today. Due to those heavy rains, a flash flood watch is in effect in many parts of Southern California. Right here in the valley, cars drove through flooded streets yesterday. As a result, police shut down several roads. A gas station in the East Valley was underwater, and there was about a foot of water inside the convenience store. Now, the flash flood watch is in effect until 10 o'clock tonight, so you really want to be careful out there. If it starts raining, just drive very carefully.
Indio and Coachella got it the worst. KMIR-6 viewers sent us a look through their eyes. As you can see, water was rising above the tires of vehicles. Neighborhood streets turned into swamps. Numerous reports of stranded drivers in Indio came into our newsroom. Police worked to close the roads to prevent more people from getting stuck in the flooded roadways. Indio police say the following streets are expected to remain closed. Avenue 48 fully closed from Jackson to Monroe. Fred Waring is fully closed also from Hoover to Monroe streets. Madison from 49 to 48. Avenue 44 also closed from Jackson to Golf Center. Avenue 42 westbound closed from Gore to Jefferson. Avenue 52 westbound closed from Monroe to Madison. There are warnings of spotty flooding throughout the area, so make sure to stay safe out there while on the roadways.
And there are even more road closures throughout the Coachella Valley. We'll keep an eye on those as they come into our newsroom. In Cathedral City, Cathedral Canyon Drive is closed at the Wash.
And in Palm Springs, plan ahead if your drive takes you out that way, because Vista Chino, Gene Autry Trail, and Araby Drive are all closed at the Wash. Indian Canyon is still open at this time. Very heavy rains fell in Palm Canyon and along Route 74 in the mountains above Rancho Mirage. California Highway Patrol says thunderstorms caused rock slides in several locations on Route 74. Rocks, mud, and debris covered much of the roadway from Vista Point to the switchbacks on the Palms to Pines Highway. Paisano Road and Cholla Way are washed out. Chuckwalla Valley between Corn Springs Road and Fort Dry Lake in Desert Center was also closed due to flooding.
And some KMIR-6 viewers sent us amazing pictures of the storm. Let's take a look at the first picture. Now, this is something that, obviously you don't see every day here in the valley. You could see flooding there on the roadway, so cars really struggling to get by. Second photograph, let's take a look at what we have here. So you can see a rainbow after the rain, and Russ Cugno sent us this beautiful picture. This is in Palm Desert. So if you have any pictures that you really enjoy, whether you're capturing the rain, a rainbow, breaking news, just send it to us at icontribute@KMIR6.com. It just might show up right here on KMIR 6 Today.